Hello, and welcome to the Kreative Devices Mobile Podcast, a podcast created for all creative devices users to tell their story and to help bring even more creative awareness to the world. Today, we're joined by the one and only Mr. Michael Palma. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for taking the time to have this call with me. We've been planning this for quite some time, but I know you're very busy for very good
Absolutely, man.
reasons. You are the man, and everyone is trying to get your time. So thank you for taking this time to hop on this call.
My pleasure, man.
So obviously, we know who each other are, and I can't even talk right now. I feel a little starstruck talking to this guy right here. But for those of you, for those who are watching who may not know who you are, please just introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what you do, etc.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Michael. I am the owner, CEO of Evergrow Creative. We work on websites for a number of different businesses, clientele from Creative Devices to veterans associations, doctors, you name it. There's nothing that we can't do or help with, but ultimately, uh, we'll get to it. But one of the main reasons that I'm even sitting here is because of the Creative Devices laptop. But I digress. We will certainly touch on that.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I remember. Wow, we've known each other for a little while now, from back in my band days.
That's right.
And you've got some really good recordings of those live shows we did back in the day. I got to get some of those from you.
I absolutely do. Yeah, guitars and bandanas, probably 5 or 6 different shows I attended. And, it was a pleasure and an honor, man. Glad I got to see you guys. And, hopefully, the music can continue to flow.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that band in particular at this point in time, but there'll be more music coming. That's for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited, man.
So we know that you make the world's most incredible websites, and you're using a fantastic machine to help you, but that wasn't always the case. Can you take us through your journey, how you got started, what inspired you to do what you're doing now, what you were
Sure.
using before, etc.?
Yeah. So it was back in 2020 when all of us were sitting around during COVID. I was looking for something to sink my teeth into after I was furloughed by my job, and it was a bit of a complicated process, but I'm grateful it all happened mainly because I learned how to create websites. I sat for, goodness, it must have been a year and a half just learning the basics before I even got my first website up. And, long behold, I end up moving and I see a post from Kagan that he's starting this incredible business. So I reached out, we got to talking, and he asked me what I was using. And unfortunately, it wasn't anything great. I won't mention any names. It is a big one. I had no clue. Often this is the case. In my experience shopping around for laptops, it's way too complicated. I don't understand enough about the internals or what I need or how it should work for me. So he got me all the information I needed. We, coordinated everything. I got my first Creative Devices laptop, and it's really just been an incredible ride since, mainly because you can be more efficient. You can learn things about yourself and what your skill sets are when you have an efficient machine that does it for you. I didn't realize that I was losing, I want to say, months worth of time. And that's not an exaggeration. When you don't have something that can handle what you need, it can set you back. And time is money, time is process, time is important for deadlines and everything. But when you're able to hit all of those marks because of the machine you're using, it changes everything. It allows me to do more, it allows me to create in ways that I wasn't able to previously, not only expanding my ability, but expanding my opportunity with other potential businesses. So, yeah, I won't name names, like I said, as far as the laptop, but as far as efficiency is concerned, being a graphic designer, a web designer, whatever you want to call me, it's made a tremendous difference. And something I can say specifically is I work for a doctor who changes people's lives. And that opportunity came almost, I think, at the exact time I had gotten the Creative Devices laptop. And since then, we've been able to help thousands of people to become aware of this doctor's work and what he does. And that in itself is a success story, because without the laptop, there is no opportunity to reach the individuals and learn about SEO and how to get to them and use the systems that wouldn't work otherwise without the Creative Devices laptop.
Wow. And I know which big brand you were using before, and your device was it wasn't cheap. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, it was a $4,000 laptop. Yep. $4,000. And from a gentleman who claimed that it would handle all of the things that I needed, but that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, these are very, very real situations, and was the inspiration behind the website, and how we put it all together here so that people felt like there was information that they can gravitate towards, things that they can relate to. If you're a graphic designer, if you're doing coding, if you're doing sound engineering, whatever it is, we made it a very big point to make sure that those individuals were you know, um, very visible, that people in these categories are using them. It's not just for sound engineers, it's for anybody. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You want to be more efficient and also, save money. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, time is money. You can invest that money elsewhere into things that might make you more efficient. If you're a content creator, just something as simple as lighting, that extra money goes far. So, you want to spend $4,000 or half that. It's up to you. But, tells you how I feel about it.
Yeah. Well, the websites, man, from the beginning to what we have now, it's just been one incredible thing after the next. And for anyone out there who's been following us, this is the man responsible for our amazing website. Just, you know, the innovation, all the creativity, the custom coding, everything, came from this guy. You mentioned some of the things that you had in mind already. What is it that you think about when you're putting together these websites for Creative Devices or for the doctor or for any of the other companies you work for? Uh, do you take a different approach for each one? How is it that you decide what's needed for these websites?
First things first is research, understanding the market that we're dealing with, but also not being beholden to, I think, some of the traditions that, in my opinion, are a little bit dated. So, sort of breaking the cycle of normalcy is what I do. I go in with a blank canvas as far as I'm concerned, as the design is considered, because when you're locked into a box, and if you're a designer, this, there are templates and things that, I don't know, the pre-made stuff isn't interesting to me. I'd rather have a whiteboard and just start with the paintbrush and see where it leads. You obviously have to listen to your client and their needs and their wants and try to fulfill all of that. But ultimately, and this is where the laptop is so important, is there's only so much you can do if you have a slow laptop. If it's not performing at the level you need, it takes you longer to do it. You get frustrated. You want to turn it off, and you get a creative block that unfortunately is sometimes debilitating. As far as it's concerned with the way I approach it, I try to make it something that the person will love themselves, that they would want to go to, that they would find value in many respects, whether it's just the visual layout, but how it appeals. And that was one of the big things I focused on in creating the website for Creative Devices, because that is something I notice is very, ubiquitous with a lot of these websites to sell tech. they're very technical. There's nothing that tells me as a graphic designer that this is something that I can use for what I do. And I'm sure other creatives that work within that realm feel the same way. Like, even if you're a sound engineer, right? You want to know that other sound engineers are using it. We have that content. We have, I don't even know how many people that have bought the laptop at this point that not just sing the praises of it, but can't live without it. So it's something that can change the way you work, the way you learn, and the efficiency you have in your daily process. So all of that combined is really how I approach it, because it all comes together as one big thing. Blank canvas, dealing with people's desires, wants, and needs, and then from there, thawing it out and really getting to their what I call brand DNA, the core of what they're trying to accomplish and ultimately get across to the people that are visiting the site.
Nice. So it sounds like you took a creative approach to the website.
Yep, no pun
It's
intended.
yeah. It's like so I do music, and as an audio engineer, whenever I used to get a project, I would listen to it, listen to what the artist's vision for the song or the album was, and try to create it towards their image, but also put what I believe would help it to, go where
Elevate.
it needs to go, right? Not just elevate, because you want to send it in a certain direction,
Mhm.
and creativity, it's, I don't know, it can be subjective. You might have one vision in your mind, someone else might have another vision. But if we put our visions together, we can create something even better, right? Like a
Absolutely.
collaborative effort, like in a band. So I look at it the same way, as if I'm mixing something for someone, mastering
Mhm.
something for someone, or just, creating a guitar solo or something for someone. I like creating, and I think you're the same way. We're both into music, and everything that we approach it creatively, and that's what
Uh-huh.
makes the difference. I see a lot of people, they approach things in a very technical way. They overthink things, and we all do that. We're all subject to that. But being creative, in my opinion, is really just, it's an amazing thing. And I think it can help, everyone can appreciate it. There are people who are creative who don't even know they're creative. There
Yep.
are people who want to be creative but don't know if they can be, and everyone can be. So
Yeah. No, if it's in your soul, you don't really have a choice, right?
yeah.
It's almost like an addiction. And if it's not met, there's this, no other way to say it. It's depressing, right? When there's a lack of creativity or energy being put out into the world, into the ether, and you lose that, drive. That's what the laptop did for me, because I was definitely at a point and at a juncture where I had recently, prior to that, dealt with a client who was incredibly difficult, who ultimately just, yeah, he just left. He was like, there's nothing binding me here, which taught me a lesson about making contracts. But other than that, it's important, I believe, to feed the creative soul. And that's what the laptop did for me. And yeah, I'm sure there will be naysayers. You made the website, whatever they want to say, right? That's totally fine. You can try it out yourself and you be the judge. I will guarantee you will feel the same thing and you'll be able to invest otherwise. So, the outlet for creativity, the vessel is the device.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to do your research, utilize the function of the website. All the information's there. A lot of people use this that aren't just sound engineers. I am one of those people. And I can guarantee you there are a lot more. They may not be vocal about it, but they're there.
Mhm. As a matter of fact, I remember when you started working on the website, you were still using the that other brand's device, and you were telling me that it's going to take you a certain amount of time to do certain tasks, and I
Yep.
was thinking to myself, it doesn't take that long to do something like that. Why would it take you that long? And then I
Yeah.
realized your device was the issue, and I
Mhm.
said, well, you know what? Let's take care of that, and we got you a device that you don't have to worry about that sort of thing anymore.
Yeah, yeah. To say that it was hell is you know, is saying it lightly, but I'm not giving anything away. It's important not only again to have the right machine, but of course, if you're a creative person, it creates something through the vessel of the machine. Like the creativity runs through it. A lot of the things that I've been able to do since then, even just less than an hour ago, I created something that on the old laptop would have taken me a month, and it took me probably, I want to say, a total of 8 hours. Um, but that's the beauty of this, and there are so many people that can benefit from it. There are so many people that I know, and I put my bottom dollar on it, that it would change the way that they approach everything. And if you're one of those people who are, uh, you know, stuck on one side of the fence as far as the technology you use is concerned, and you're more interested in the brand, and you're more interested in a certain interface, then God bless. If that's the way you want to go and you want to spend 800 times more or whatever the number is, it's exorbitant, it's ridiculous, then go for it. But if you're looking for an efficient option that can actually do the same exact thing, but also promote yourself, your brand, I often go to Starbucks or go to have a coffee at, the local shops, and my logo's on the back of my laptop, and that draws conversation in. And then I have gear that I purchased from Creative Devices that I wear that has my logo on it. So it goes beyond the simple, hey, it's a laptop. Like, you're actually encompassing your brand through so many different levels, whether it's attire, the actual laptop itself, the work you put out, all of it's in there. And the more that people start to realize it's more than just a laptop, they'll realize that there's a lot that they can do in elevating their game, and there's nothing, it's priceless. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I can see all kinds of individuals as well as businesses taking advantage of this. Schools, everyone. There really isn't anyone that cannot benefit from this when you look at it.
Yeah, yeah, and that was your mission, right? I mean, when you came to me, we talked about before what I do with a blank canvas. Your mission was to help people. Most businesses, their mission is to simply measure the bottom line, which you need money to be able to make money, to be able to continue a business. That's important. But, there are very few businesses that have their heart in the right place to help a niche group of people, the creative group, succeed in what they're doing and provide them a machine that can do that not only efficiently, but in ways that, I don't even think the creative individual knows until they actually experience it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably because the majority of these companies, they focus on making money. They want to just sell you whatever. Oh, here's this new thing, and it's that you should have it, and it's this much money. And I look at everything creatively, as do you. So as a creator myself, I'm thinking, well, what would I want for me personally? And I always say this, I approach everything creatively. I look at it as if I'm creating a piece of art or some music.
Yep.
I would create it for myself. It has to be something that I would enjoy. And this is the same thing. This is something that I created for myself after years of using other people's devices, learning what was good about them and what was bad about them, creating something that I knew is going to work for what I want or what anyone else would want to do. And I
Yep.
think, man, if people knew that this existed, like this could be a game changer for people. And the whole mission was just we have to let people know that this exists. that they can have this type of equipment at reasonable prices, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when we're talking about letting people know, my goal here is to make sure that people do. I'm sure there are individuals who are skeptical. I'm sure there are people that are wondering if it's real and all of that. There couldn't be anything more real. What I mean by that is it comes from someone who is a creative, considering the value and considering the wants and needs of other creatives, where other companies don't often consider that, and they don't often consider it when you go and look for a laptop. Again, that has always been my biggest frustration because I'm not a tech guy. I don't understand the internals the way that most do. So I'm often the target for someone to take advantage of when I'm buying a laptop or back in the day, a PC. I'm that guy. Like you would likely get me on something and feed me some load of you know what to get me to buy whatever it is you're selling. But that's sort of the beauty of this whole project is that it's genuine. It's designed to help you. We can run through any sort of measure when I'm creating and showcase it directly. But the reality is that people they may have skepticism, but if this helps in any way, put it aside. There's nothing you can lose here. Zero. It'll only help you to be more efficient, more practical, land more clients, learn more skills. I learned how to code. I learned how to do so many things that were not available to me, with my hell laptop, we'll call it. So, yeah, hopefully that gives you some insight. But, I stand behind it firmly, and there isn't another laptop I'll be looking to buy at any juncture moving forward. So, if that tells you anything about how I feel about it, it's all right there.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Like you, these devices have helped me learn new things and do so much. It's just I'm very grateful. And I'm also grateful for the connections I've made, incredible people such as yourself and so many other people that use the laptop that have made content about it. You know, these people love it. I talk to them every day, messages, phone calls, and I'm not dishing out a bunch of money like the big guys are for this. These are people giving their genuine, honest opinions. They're doing this because it really means that much to them.
Yeah.
And I think that is what is making the difference. And that's what's going to make the difference in the future. It's really just one of those things where once you know, you can't unknow. Like there's nothing else like this. Nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's I think a balance of people understanding that we live in a world where a lot of businesses get soaked up and all these things happen. Support small businesses, right? We're out there, we're trying our best to give products to people that they can ultimately use to do better things. My ultimate dream in life has always been to have my own business, and the level of efficiency I have now with the laptop is that I can not only do that for people, but I could do it at a high level. And being able to do it at a high level leads to other opportunities. More creative individuals have come my way, businesses, simply because I can do it at a higher level. There's no other way to say it. But when you can help other people and your goal and your dream, like yours was, like mine was, is to create an impact on a large group within certain niches, that's what it was. And now we're doing it, and people, can go and see it. It's all there to be showcased on my website, your website. These things all lead to other opportunities, and I can't sell that short. If you're creative, straight out of high school or straight out of college, or whatever it is you're doing, lost, wondering what they can do, you have a creative soul, but you don't know where to put that energy. Sometimes it's just having an efficient machine to run it through. It's there already. You just need something to make it come to life. So,
Mhm.
consider all those things as uh, motivation to take a chance, take a shot. Don't be so skeptical. Don't look at the world through a negative lens, but um, brand names, whatever it is you're considering, look at the people who have been using this laptop. Look at the specs if that's the thing you're into, the tech part. Look at the videos that are on there discussing it all. And I think you'll feel a lot different and more confident.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to tell you, when we were kids, I'm pretty sure we wish something like this existed. You know,
Speaking of which, rest in peace dial up. It's going away.
really.
Just
Wow.
announced it's going away completely.
I didn't even know it was still a thing.
Neither did I, but now that I figured out it was and that it's going away, I have to pour a little out for dial up. It was
Yeah.
a special time learning hex codes on MySpace and all these other things. We all had honest beginnings, but to
Yeah.
say that this laptop now is 800,000 times more efficient is underselling it.
Yeah. And you know what the sad thing is too? Um, I remember I didn't even want to do this. I was trying to get someone else to do it, but no one else wanted to do it.
Mm,
And I kind of had to do it, you know. I just wanted to continue doing what I was doing, but no one else was going to do it, so I had to. And it's sad because major companies like the one who made your previous laptop, they focus on selling you something that looks good but doesn't
mm,
actually function the way, like, I'm sure it worked in the beginning, but because the heat can't escape properly, they focus on trying to make sure that it looks good and it's really quiet, but it doesn't perform like it's supposed to once you turn it on for a certain amount of time. It's like, so
right.
what are you supposed to do with something like that? When you look at everything, the way things are made by all of these companies, everything is designed to attract you, but
Yep.
it's not really designed to help you make whatever it is you want to do better. They claim that it is, but it's really not. And I think it's
Yeah.
really sad. I think it's
Couldn't
really
agree
sad.
more.
I
It's
think that
showcased evidently.
yeah, and I always say that the creative space, like us creators, no one really cares about us. They cater to everyone else, but the creative space is so huge. There's so many creative individuals on a big level, on a medium level, and even on a beginner level. Even the ones who don't even know they're creative. How can you just omit, something as great as creativity?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to moving on with this. I'm taking a trip this weekend. I wish you could come, man. It's going to be so much fun.
Like I said, drink one for me out there.
Yeah, I definitely will. Definitely will. And it's a lot of stuff going on. So, besides Creative Devices, I know you're working with lots of other companies. Um, what is the new big thing that we can expect to see from Evergrow Creative?
So currently at the moment, we're working on a large project for veterans. And I will certainly put this out there. If you know a veteran or anybody that has served, living or deceased, it's the Montgomery County Veterans Memorial in Texas. And they simply put have one of the most beautiful facilities. It's absolutely incredible, showcasing all of the wars. And what we're doing currently is creating a database for them so that when people go to visit, they scan a QR code and it will pull up their loved one. With that said, if you know a veteran in any capacity and you want to honor them, it's completely free. It's called The Line. You submit through honoredmission.org, and from there, what will happen is you basically are going to provide all the information the veteran has to prove that they obviously served, and they'll put their name on this beautiful slate. It'll forever commemorate them. They can scan a QR code, go to the database. The family often will put messages from them, images of the person, as well as a biography. So it commemorates them and keeps them alive forever. That's currently what we're working on. So we like to work in different spaces. Like I said, what we've worked on together, this particular project, working with doctors, food allergists. There's just so many great, fun projects I get to do, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have this laptop. And more importantly, and one thing I wanted to touch on before we end the call is that if you do video editing, if you do anything with Photoshop, it's a no-brainer. All of this stuff I say mainly because that is something I have to use in the creation process to make the website for the veterans, to make all these different things happen. And if you're using a computer like I was, that literally takes, I want to say 20 to 30 seconds to render certain things versus what the Creative Devices laptop can do, it's a game changer. There's nothing else I can say. The projects will come, the creativity will come, all of it will, I think, ultimately outlast even the laptop. What you can put out there. From beginning to end, I am beyond grateful for the opportunity to work with Kagan, to meet people through Kagan, and then all these amazing opportunities that I've been able to work on because of Kagan and the laptop and his vision all came together. And that's the beautiful part of this whole thing is when it all comes together, all the struggles, all the pain, all the long nights spent trying to learn things, it all goes away. And, I'm grateful for you. And, I couldn't be happier that you and I reconnected well beyond the band days and got this whole project together and done. And I hope it impacts other people. And I hope other people listen to what I'm saying. I'm not being paid for this. I'm not being told to say any of this. This is all coming from the heart. There's no script. It's all right here. So I hope you guys really take all of this to heart and, creativedevices.com. Go get yours.
Thank you. That it really means a lot to me too. That we got to reconnect. We hang out, barbecue, toss some back, and oh man, it's great to know wonderful people like you still exist.
Couldn't
And
agree more, man.
I'm happy, man. I really am. Thank you for all that you've taught me, all that you've done, and you we wouldn't be where we are today without you. That's for sure.
And that works both ways. So that's the beauty of this whole thing. And hopefully people hear our message to them and, take it into account because, again, it's a life changing product. It's not something that you need to sit down, think about for very long. Do you want to be better at what you do? Do you want to be more efficient? Do you want to be happy? Do you want more clients? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to help people? It's all right there. That's what this thing will do for you.
Yeah. Well, Mike, before we go, do you have anything that you'd like to ask me?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'd love to know how you're feeling currently about your trip to Germany. I want to know what your plans are moving forward with Creative Devices, what you see in the future, and how I could help you get there.
So I am excited about the trip to Germany. Creative Devices, for those of you, I didn't want to spoil it, but Creative Devices was invited to 42 Gear Street. So I'll be going to Germany.
Awesome.
I'll be sightseeing and then spending the week at 42 Gear Street. I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's exciting. Um,
That's awesome.
this will help to let more people know that Creative Devices exists. I think the problem is not enough people know. I get messages every now and then, maybe a couple a month, from people who just found out about Creative Devices. And they're like, oh man, I just spent all this money on this laptop. I wish I knew you guys existed. It's too late to
Right.
return it. They're like, well, the next time it's time to get a new device, they're definitely going to get one from us. I want to be able to prevent that from happening in the future. I don't want to get any more messages about people wasting thousands, and I'm not exaggerating, thousands of dollars extra on some other brand's computer that does the
Yep.
same thing, and in some cases ours is better. It's like
Yeah.
you're spending thousands of dollars extra on a name when you could have your own name on the laptop or your logo on the laptop and your
Yep.
accessories and your merchandise. It's just it doesn't make any sense to me. And it's really just about everyone's just so conditioned to think, oh, you have to get this brand or you got to get that brand. You don't. And once people realize that you don't, it a lot of things will change. A lot of things will
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the importance here is to echo to the people, if you own a business, uh, why would you want to promote another? I mean, that's
Right.
just the reality of it. Like I said, I sit at Starbucks or wherever I go to get coffee, and people will ask, what is that? Right? Like, what are you using? And it opens up conversation pieces that otherwise would not have been possible if you were using other brands. We need not mention them,
Yeah.
simply because it's not about even creative devices, right? It's simply about what it is that you can do with the laptop, and the fact that you can put your own brand on there, and
Yeah.
that we're not sitting here with a big ego. It's simply a matter of make it an entrepreneurial adventure for yourself on so many levels. It's just it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's the goal for the future, is to
Awesome.
help more people learn about creative devices so that they don't have to waste thousands of dollars extra on something that does the same or almost the same thing. And
Yeah,
again, we mentioned before, a lot of these devices, they prioritize the way it looks and the fact that it has some fancy new thing that probably hasn't been properly tested, and it's not properly cooled, so you don't get the performance that you're supposed to get. They just give you these fancy numbers. Where our devices, the priority is performance. So they're designed to performance first. They will continue to perform because that is their function. And instead of having creative devices all over your laptop, you can have it blank. You have a sleeper machine, or put, again, your name or your logo on it. It's not about us. It's about you, the individual or the corporation or whatever entity, right? And that's what
right.
we're trying to show people. We're trying to help people achieve. It's all about you. These other
Yeah,
companies, they don't care about you know. And
yep,
as an individual, I care about me. I want someone else to care about me, but no one's going to care more about me than me. No one's going to care more about you than you. So you have to do what's best for you, because the
absolutely.
other company's not going to do it. But we're the only ones
Yeah.
here trying to help you.
Yeah, I think somebody said old does not mean dead, new does not mean best. And I think that speaks volumes here,
Yeah.
especially with people who may not understand the technical side of things. Kagan's done an incredible job of curating these laptops so that they're efficient and that they're fast and they perform. Just because it's got AI built into the chip doesn't mean it's more efficient or that it's going to help you. There are tons of programs outside of a chip that perform whatever capabilities, software, AI, companies that are all coming out. Again, old does not mean dead, new does not mean best. It's an
No.
important thing to remember if you want to be efficient, because I am certain that in 5, maybe even 10 years, this laptop can still hold up to what I need to put it through. Barring I don't drop it like an idiot, but that's the whole point is, these things are important, and that's why you get device protection if you do drop it. So all of these things considered, there's not much you can do as far as I'm concerned, um, to have an excuse not to get one. Even if you just bought a new laptop, can't return it, sell it on eBay. You still, you can still, even if you did that, get back likely, like you'll still have half the money left to then invest in something else after having bought a Creative Devices laptop. I see some of these laptops $6,000, $7,000. For what? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So if you're somebody that is a teacher, you live on a budget, you're a student, you're, maybe even trying to help your parents to save a little money when you're going to college, whatever it might be. You're a graphic designer. There's a reason they call us starving artists, right? We don't have exorbitant amounts of money. But I can tell you, I went from being starving wannabe artists to being somebody that I'm not starving anymore. I'm quite full and I'm happy because without that laptop, that wouldn't be the case. And that's the truth.
Thank you. Thank you. You heard it from the man himself. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, it really means a lot that you took the time to have this call. I know you're busy.
My
And when I
pleasure.
say busy, we're all busy, but this guy, everybody wants this guy's time. You don't understand. So the fact that he took this time is huge. So thanks again. I know you got
Happy to do
something
it.
else you got to run and go do, but you and I, we talk all the time. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely, man. Enjoy. Thank you so much for having me on. And again, creativedevices.com. Make sure to go and get yours today.
Thank you. Talk to you later, bro.
Later, man.